Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. Much awaited Women's T20 World Cup kicks off in UAE with Bangladesh versus Scotland encounter. India to begin their campaign against New Zealand in Dubai on Friday. Carlos Alcaraz beats world number 1 Yannick Sinner to claim Maiden China Open title in epic encounter. Registers third consecutive win against the top seed Yannick Sinner in 2024. And in Champions League, Aston Villa defeat Bayern Munich. Lille shocks Real Madrid. We'll start with cricket. The much-awaited Women's T20 World Cup 2024 has kicked off with host Bangladesh facing tournament debutant Scotland in the opening encounter. The match is underway. The tournament will feature 10 teams divided into two groups. Australia, India and England have been touted as tournament favourites, but the other teams will also look to make an impact and fight for the ultimate ICC title. Our report. This is the biggest sporting extravaganza, and the action has already begun between Bangladesh and Scotland in opener, followed by Pakistan facing Sri Lanka, both matches taking place in Sharjah. This year's tournament, which was moved to the UAE from Bangladesh due to political unrest, features the format that has been in place since the 2016 edition. Women's T20 World Cup format. 10 teams are divided into two groups of 5. They will play each other in the round-robin format. The top two teams from each group progress to the semi-finals, in which the two teams at the top advance to the final to fight for the title. Group A comprises defending champions Australia, former finalists India and New Zealand, as well as Asian champions Sri Lanka and Pakistan. Group B, on the other hand, features Bangladesh, former champions England and West Indies, last year's runners-ups South Africa and Scotland. The World Cup will see 23 matches held over 18 days in the two host cities of Dubai and Sharjah. In the 8 editions of the tournament, Australia have had the most success, winning 6 trophies, followed by West Indies and England with 1 title each. India have never won a major global tournament in women's event. They finished runners-up in 2005 and 2017 ODI World Cups as well as in the 2020 T20 World Cup. Moreover, this will be the first ICC event to use the smart replay system. The system was seen in action in 2024 Indian Premier League and England's The 100, but for the first time, this will be used in international cricket. The official hashtag for ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2024 is whatever it takes. This will possibly be the best World Cup in terms of the quality across the teams, and if you were looking to start following women's cricket, there is no better time to get on the bandwagon. Sports Desk, DD India. And Bangladesh is taking on Scotland in the opening game at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Bangladesh women have opted to bat after winning the toss, and they were 39 for the loss of 1 wicket after 8 overs till the last reports came in. And it was Captain's Day out on October 2nd. ICC this year has taken a unique approach to the captain's photo by inviting each captain to share their views for the big sporting extravaganza. The 10 national skippers met in Dubai to mark the start of a tournament that will come to a conclusion in the same city on 20th October. And Group A contenders India will hope that 2024 is their year to win first ICC World Cup, having been runners-up 3 times in 2020 T20 World Cup and the 2005 and 2017 50-over tournaments. Harmanpreet Kaur's side come into this event ranked 3rd in the world and have reached at least the semi-finals of the last 3 ICC Women's T20 World Cups. They take on New Zealand in the opening encounter on Friday.
With an eye on Maiden World T20 trophy, Indian women's cricket team is all set for the 9th edition of the ICC T20 World Cup starting on October 3 in UAE. Led by Harmanpreet Kaur, the Indian team boasts of star players in their lineup, Smriti Mandhana, Jemimah Rodriguez and Renuka Thakur along others, adding to the firepower. India has seen a rather quiet build-up with no international matches for nearly 2 months before the showpiece event. The national team was last in action in the T20 Asia Cup final against Sri Lanka but lost the marquee clash largely due to poor fielding and struggles against Spain. India arrived at its 15-member squad after months of significant tinkering. This involved workload management, motivated rotations, and trial and error with players of promise based on current form. The major problem for Indian women's team is that they have unable to cross the final hurdle, be it the 2017 50-over World Cup or 2020 T20 World Cup final or 2022 Commonwealth Games final. Grouped alongside the White Ferns, defending champions Australia, reigning Asia Cup champion Sri Lanka and Pakistan, India will start their campaign under the lights on October 4 against New Zealand in Dubai. They then take on arch rivals Pakistan on October 6. They play Sri Lanka on October 9, while they last face Australia on October 13. India have participated in all 8 editions of the T20 World Cup but have never won the title. In 2009 and 2010, India was ousted in the semi-finals, while in 2012, 2014 and 2016, India could not go past the first round. In 2018 and 2023, India reached the semi-finals but could not go through to the final, and in 2020, India lost in the final. The women in blue have been among the better teams in recent times, but they are yet to lay their hands on the trophy. With tough competition ahead of them, India is set to go for glory and would want to clinch their maiden World Cup title. The wound of their semi-final exit in the 2023 edition is still fresh, and this year's tournament presents the perfect opportunity for retribution. If India can maintain composure and execute their plans effectively, this could finally be their year to lift the coveted T20 World Cup trophy. Sports Desk, DD India.
All right, DD India's Narayan Singh joins us from the newsroom. Narayan, much awaited Women's World Cup kicks off. Match between Bangladesh and Scotland is going on. Australia are the defending champions and they have won the tournament 6 times. West Indies and England, they have won once each. But good tournament expected, intriguing matches are on the cards.
Definitely, Abhishek, if we take a look that the way, as you mentioned, that Australia are 6-time winners and they dominated the tournament right from the start. The first edition won by the New Zealand, but after that consecutively we can say that in the different edition the dominance of Australia were clearly visible, and in the past 3 editions too they won the past 3 edition successively. So we can say that it's a tough team to beat, but the kind of cricket India recently has played and the kind of cricket, the kind of talent India has, definitely we are hoping that this time around they can be there in the final, and the near misses of the past, they can just banish those memories of the past where they went very close to the trophy but missed that trophy. And this time around we are hoping that definitely they will address the main things, especially that at the crucial juncture of the matches, faltering at that juncture. Definitely the way they have worked in the National Cricket Academy also, we are hoping that they try to address those issues, but this time around definitely India is looking one of the favorite and we are hoping that they will be there in the finals.
But Narayan, talking about the format, it remains the same. It was started in 2016, that was played in India. It's a round-robin format, but they have come out with a new smart replay system. Maybe quick decision, one of the big features?
Definitely, as we mentioned that the format is same. There are 10 teams and earlier there were 8 teams and the 2 teams came after the qualification. Scotland is one of those teams, but we are hoping that this format is, as you mentioned, it's a round-robin format. But the smart replay system, as you mentioned, that is a good initiative to reduce the margin of error in umpiring, especially when the third umpire and the Hawkeye operator will sit together and the third umpire will get different images and a different, we can say that different way to look out the result of the on the Hawkeye. So we are hoping that definitely this is a good initiative. Also the ICC is bringing multiple initiatives to make the match error-free, so more proper umpiring. And in the past, we saw that they brought many rules. In June in this year, they brought the more and more rules in the cricket so that they can bring it very close to the margin of no error. Definitely, this will help the cricketers. It will help the cricket to bring better result, better decision from the umpire. And in the past we saw that the TV broadcast director used to be there in between the in between the third umpire and the Hawkeye operator, but the use of the team, the broadcast director, now we can say that there will be no need of that, as as you mentioned, this system will definitely help the players.
Narayan, talking about the games, I mean, like we mentioned, we discussed also Australia, they have won the tournament 6 times, England and West Indies once. But how do you see India's chances? I mean, India, they have a good group in the sense that they'll be playing against Australia, the defending champions. New Zealand is also in the same group. Then Sri Lanka and Pakistan also. But you think India also have a good chance? Harmanpreet Kaur said the other day that this is our best team ever at the T20 World Cup. How do you see India's chances?
Definitely, India is a well-oiled unit, as you mentioned, that as the captain Harmanpreet also said that it is one of the best team, and we have Rodriguez is there, Smriti Mandana is there. Though so one of the, we can say, the few best batsmen in the world in the women cricket we have, and in the bowling to Dipti Sharma, she is one of the finest bowler, and many all-rounders too are there. So we are hoping that this team can lift this World Cup, considering the fact that as we earlier mentioned that the mental fragility, they has to come out of that thing, because in the past also last time around they lost in the semi-finals against Aussies, and in the Melbourne everyone know that the final, it was the epic final, but India lost that match. But we are hoping that they should learn from the mistakes of the past and should not repeat those mistakes. Otherwise, in terms of talent, in terms of quality, in terms of potential, this is one of the best team and can give a stiff challenge to the teams like Australia, England.
Absolutely, Narayan. Hope India does well. They'll start their campaign against New Zealand on Friday, that is tomorrow, and the match will start at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs, Narayan. An Indian men's team arrived in Gwalior on Wednesday ahead of the T20 match scheduled for October 6th. The first batch of the team, Jitesh Sharma, Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, Abhishek Sharma and Riyan Parag, were seen coming out from the airport. Gwalior has been transformed into a high security zone for India-Bangladesh match, which is hosting an international cricket match after 14 long years. The players of both teams were escorted from the airport to their hotel under tight security. Officials have stated that there will be a triple-layer security system at the Shankarpur Cricket Stadium. Various security personnel and jawans will be deployed to escort the teams from the hotel to the stadium. The police have divided the security system into different parts. Over 1,600 jawans have been deployed for security and traffic management. Drop gates will be installed at 26 locations and barricades will be placed at 14 intersections along the team's route. And the International Cricket Council has said that Sri Lanka's spinner Praveen Jayavikrama has been banned from all forms of cricket for 1 year for breaching the sport's anti-corruption code. The last 6 months of the ban has been suspended. In August, the ICC charged Jayavikrama for failing to report an approach to fixed matches and obstructing an investigation. The ICC said Jayavikrama had admitted to being in breach of the code. The 26-year-old was approached to fix international matches and was asked to approach another player to fix matches in 2021 season of the Lanka Premier League. Jayavikrama made his international debut in April 2021 but has not played for Sri Lanka since June 2022. And in affairs cricket, West Indies announced that it will award its top men's and women's players with multi-year contracts. In the men's side, out of the 15 senior players who have been offered contracts, 6 players have received multi-year contracts. Shea Hope, Alzari Joseph and Brandon King are among the players awarded multi-year contracts. In the women's category, Shermaine Campbell, Hayley Matthews and Stephanie Taylor have been offered multi-year contracts. Miles Bascom, Director of Cricket West Indies, stated that acceptance of multi-year contracts is an indication of clarity, confidence and commitment on both sides. And the England and Wales Cricket Board said white ball captain Joss Buttler will return to the side for the One-Day International and 2020 tour of the West Indies later in October after recovering from a calf injury. The 34-year-old wicketkeeper batter missed England's T20 and ODI series against Australia due to injury. England tied the 3-match T20I 1-1 and lost the 5-match ODI series 3-2 against Australia. England will play the West Indies in 3 ODIs starting October 31st, following 5 T20Is beginning November 9th. Shifting focus onto tennis now. Carlos Alcaraz clinched the China Open title for the first time ever after defeating world number 1 Jannik Sinner in a thrilling final encounter. Alcaraz started well and served for the first set at 5-3, but Sinner dug deep to stay alive and eventually won the highly competitive first set. Sinner and Alcaraz again went toe-to-toe in the second set. However, it was Alcaraz who took the second set to stay alive in the finals. There was little margin between the top two in the final set, and 3 hours of tennis went into a tie-break. Alcaraz was 3-0 down in the tie-break, producing a stunning fight back fueled by attacking tennis to claim his first title since Wimbledon this year. And Novak Djokovic said on Wednesday that he hopes that world number 1 Jannik Sinner's doping case would be resolved as soon as possible, as the Olympic champion once again criticized the tennis anti-doping system and its inconsistencies. Djokovic's intervention comes after the World Anti-Doping Agency appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport against an independent tribunal's decision in August to clear Sinner of wrongdoing after he failed drug tests in March. WADA said the tribunal's finding of no fault or negligence on Sinner's part was incorrect under the applicable rules, and it would seek a period of ineligibility between 1 and 2 years for the Australian Open and US Open champion.
Well, I think it's quite obvious that we have a system that is not working well. So I guess that's probably something that even the people who are not following our sport are realizing. There's way too many inconsistencies, way too many governing bodies involved, and just this whole case is not helping our sport at all. And I think he has won the 3 appeals so far that he had, and it must be very tough for him and his team and family. Hopefully we can go back to tennis, and I mean, it's impressive what he's been doing in the whole process of what's been happening, that he's playing on such a high level, winning Grand Slam and winning most of the matches that he plays. But that's not, this situation or these circumstances are not positive for our sport. So hopefully we can resolve this case as soon as possible. Whatever is going to happen at the end of the day, just I wish for it to be resolved as soon as possible. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
And Sumit Nagal crashed out of the Shanghai Masters after suffering a 6-3, 6-3 loss in the first round against China's Wu Yibing on Wednesday. The 27-year-old has been in the spotlight recently due to his public dispute with the All India Tennis Association regarding the participation in the Davis Cup. ITA claimed that Sumit Nagal demanded an annual fee of $50,000 to play Davis Cup ties for India, but the country's top singles player defended himself, saying it is standard practice for athletes to be paid for their services. Nagal had opted out of the recent Davis Cup tie against Sweden, citing a back strain that also forced him out of the US Open men's doubles competition. Now, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote a letter to the Olympic medalist Neeraj Chopra's mother, thanking her for the special delicacy, churma, he received a day before the 9-day Navratri festival. PM Modi noted that just as a special delicacy provides Neeraj with the energy to win medals for the country, the churma will help him serve the nation during the 9-day fasting period. In his letter, the Prime Minister reflected that the heartfelt gift from Neeraj's mother reminded him of his own mother. On Tuesday, PM Modi had met javelin thrower Neeraj Chopra during the dinner organised on the occasion of Jamaican PM's visit to India. And Indian hockey star PR Srijesh has now decided to officially end his playing career and withdraw from the upcoming Hockey India League player auction, making way for youngsters and focusing on coaching and mentorship roles instead. Srijesh said that he had written to Hockey India indicating his desire to step away from the field and groom the next generation of players. Srijesh has already been given charge of the junior Indian men's team pending final approval from Sports Authority of India and the Sports Ministry. He will be associated with one of the franchises in the upcoming leagues as its brand ambassador. Interestingly, the clearance from the government is stuck on his remuneration, and federation officials have said Hockey India will bear his salary until then. And India continued to reign supreme at the top of the Junior World Championship medal tally, with Khushi adding a women's 50-meter rifle 3 positions bronze to the count in Lima, capital Peru. Khushi made the final after finishing 7th in the qualification round. In the finals, Khushi finished 3rd after shooting 447.3 points, while Norway clinched 1st and 2nd finish. India currently topped the medal table with a total of 15 medals, which includes 10 gold, 1 silver and 4 bronze. Over 560 shooters from 51 countries are competing at the championship. Football now. A first half penalty earned Lille a shocking 1-0 home victory over holder Real Madrid in the Champions League group phase on Wednesday, ending Real's 14-game unbeaten run in the competition. Jonathan David converted a penalty 3 minutes into first half stoppage time to hand Real its first defeat since January. Real had not lost a single match in their previous 36 matches in all competitions. The result put League One side Lille on 3 points from 2 games in the new format of Europe's Premier League competition. Real won its opening match against VfB Stuttgart and currently has 3 points. And star striker Mohamed Salah led Liverpool to a 2-0 victory against Bologna in the Champions League on Wednesday. Alexis McAllister put Liverpool ahead with the opening goal in the first half at Anfield, and Salah bagged his 49th Champions League goal in the 75th minute. With this victory, Arne Slot became the first Liverpool manager to win 8 of his opening 9 matches. Slot replaced Jurgen Klopp as the manager who had a very successful reign, with Liverpool leading them to the Champions League crown in 2019. And Doordarshan late goal secured Aston Villa a famous 1-0 victory over Bayern Munich in Champions League at Villa Park. The informed striker came off the bench, lighting up Villa Park, ending the German Giants' 41-match unbeaten streak in the group stage. This historic win at Villa Park marked Aston Villa's triumphant return to Europe's elite competition after a 41-year absence. A dramatic save by Emiliano Martinez from Harry Kane in the final moments ensured that Aston Villa kept the 1-goal lead and secured the remarkable victory. Staying with football, Argentine forward Lionel Messi helped Inter Miami win the MLS Supporters Shield for the first time, beating Columbus Crew 3-2. The Argentina playmaker opened the scoring with a close-range finish and doubled the away side's lead in the first half stoppage time with a sublime free kick. Miami's victory means the club will finish top of the table and have won the Supporters Shield, which is given to the MLS club with the best regular season record for the first time since they debuted in 2020. The trophy is Messi's 46th piece of silverware in his glittering career for club and country. Kho-Kho now. The first edition of the Kho-Kho World Cup will be held in India next year and will feature 16 men's and women's teams from 24 countries and 6 continents. This historic event marks a significant milestone in the journey of this traditional Indian sport towards global recognition. President of the Kho-Kho Federation of India, Sudhanshu Mittal, made the announcement on Wednesday.
हिंदुस्तान में जनवरी के महीने में प्रथम विश्व कप खो-खो चैंपियनशिप का आयोजन हो रहा है। ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ी बात है। खो-खो आज 54 देशों में खेला जाता है। और अभी जो एंट्रियां आई हैं 34 देशों की महिलाओं में और 34 देशों की पुरुषों की प्रतियोगिता के लिए आई है, जो बहुत बड़ी बात है। तो इस समय विश्व के कोने कोने से इस प्रतियोगिता में भाग लेने के लिए एंट्री आ चुकी है।
And President of the KKFI also said that World Cup represents more than just a tournament. It is a strategic step towards the ultimate goal of Olympic recognition by 2032.
देखिए, वैसे तो हिंदुस्तान जो है ओलंपिक की 2036 में मेजबानी करेगा, ऐसी सबको उम्मीद है। और इसीलिए वैसे तो स्वप्न ये रखा गया कि 2036 में खो खो को ओलंपिक का हर अंग होना चाहिए, लेकिन जिंदा कौमें इतना इंतज़ार नहीं करती। हम 2032 में जो है ओलंपिक खो खो की प्रतियोगिता में लेंगे। खो खो को 2032 के ओलंपिक का अंग बनाएंगे। क्यों? क्योंकि अभी कॉमनवेल्थ में हम लोग शामिल होने वाले हैं, उसके बाद एशियन गेमों में शामिल होंगे और होंगे ओलंपिक में।
London's historical Friends House set to witness chess world's best players as it gets ready to host the Global Chess League. The Neo-Georgian-style building on Eustace Road in central London won the Royal Institute of British Architects bronze medal in 1927 and has a rich history. Greats like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King have made speeches and attended receptions in the hall. Now, Friends House will host some of the best chess players like Vishwanathan Anand, Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura and Hu Yifan for the Global Chess League 2024 starting Thursday. Well, that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching Sports Buzz.